Hello, viewers. Welcome to another GA Huddle. I am Stephanie with Gaming America, and I am here with Ray Pineault, the CEO of Mohegan Gaming.
Hello, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Excellent. We're getting some nice weather here in the East Coast of the United States, so it's fantastic. And we're heading into holiday weekend, so even better.
Absolutely. Good to hear. That ties in well with our first question, actually. We wanted to talk about all of the events you've been throwing recently with Mohegan, from Mother's Day to Race Day, and see what you think your most successful event has been with bringing people back into the properties, and if you've reached pre-pandemic levels of visitors yet again.
Listen, one of the driving forces behind all of our properties, whether it's here in Connecticut, whether it's in Canada, Pennsylvania, Washington, New Jersey, is events. Right, holding events, driving large amounts of crowds. It can range from having a concert. It could be a wine fest, which we've been running successfully in Connecticut for over a decade now, and a very successful event. We run barbecue fest. We have hot summer fun. We run events throughout the year at all of our properties, and it helps drive traffic. It helps create buzz around the property. It helps create masses around the property, and brings people out to have a good time and enjoyment and find various things that people like to do. Wine food fest, whiskey fest, all kinds of things that can drive different forms of crowds. Cigar events. So some are private events, some are large events, some are celebrity events, and it's looking to appeal to masses of different people. I wouldn't say any one event is our favorite event over the others. I think it's just important to continue to run these events, to continue to drive guest engagement, to continue to provide things that guests want to have and enjoy. And we want to make sure that each year that we run an event, we continue to grow the number of people that visit them, so that we know that it's a successful event and people want to enjoy them. So I'm very proud of the events that our team runs. They do a lot of work and put in a lot of time to make sure the events run smoothly, that they come off seamlessly, that any issues that occur, because if that issues always occur, are in the background and are not guest facing, and it goes off seamlessly for the guests. So our team works very, very hard on these events, and I'm proud of the work that they put in to put them on.
So really, it's just about filling the calendar for every type of guest possible.
You really want to appeal to a wide spectrum of people. Everybody has different likes and different tastes and different activities that they want to engage in. And we want to attract as wide of a crowd and as broad of a spectrum of interest as we possibly can. So we try to be creative in our events. We try to create new events as we go along, and look for areas where we can attract new guests that may have not visited our properties, that we think there's an opportunity to bring in new guests and enjoy our facilities.
Great. The next question was about a particular type of guest, and that would be the sports fan. And with the popularity of sports betting, particularly in New York nearby, we wondered if that's affected how many people come to Mohegan Sun in Connecticut.
Sports betting is really a localized activity. In the United States, over 90% of sports wagering is actually done online. Most people aren't changing their entertainment activities because of sports wagering. If they were going to watch a local game, whether it's the Celtics or the Knicks or the Bruins or the Patriots, they were going to watch that event anyway, and now they have the opportunity to wager on that event. I think having sports wagering ourselves has allowed us to attract new guests and get new signups to engage in our property, whether they're from Massachusetts or New York or Rhode Island, and come here and enjoy a game, because we have a spectacular sports book here in Connecticut. We also have one in Pennsylvania and in Las Vegas, and Washington State also has their sports book, and we're going to be soon adding one in Niagara. So I think it's an opportunity to actually attract new people. I don't think it's had any effect on the attraction of New Yorkers coming to Connecticut, that they have the sports wagering. In fact, I think it's allowed us to attract new guests who would come here and be able to watch the games on a big screen and be able to wager on it as well.
Again, just building that community with having everyone there together, engaging with the event and the game. That sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our related question would be about how it's been working with two different sports books, since you work with both Betfred and FanDuel in the different locations. Have there been major differences? Has everything been smooth?
So actually we work with more than that. Obviously our relationship here in Connecticut was with FanDuel. In Las Vegas, it's with Betfred. Our relationship actually in Pennsylvania is with Kindred / Unibet. And in Niagara, it's actually with Canby. So we have 4 various partners that we work with on the sports wagering side. And, they were chosen for specific reasons and specific locations and certain abilities that each of them provided in the jurisdictions where they chose them. I can tell you that our relationships with our partners have all been fantastic, and it's a pleasure to work with them all. They're all experienced operators in sports wagering. They're all obviously had experience in the European markets and had been doing it for a long time. And, we weren't looking to recreate the wheel when we were entering into the sports wagering market in our various jurisdictions. So we selected partners that we felt we could work with, that we had similar values and similar goals. And to this point, all of our relationships have been fantastic with all of our platform providers.
Okay. Speaking of similar goals, we wanted to talk to you about the potential New York City casino bid. And we previously at Gaming America spoke to Michael Hirschman, the CEO of the Soloviev Group, and why he wanted to partner with Mohegan and how he liked your style. But we wanted to know why Mohegan chose Soloviev for the potential projects.
There's so many similarities between our organization and their company. We're both relatively large organizations, but you wouldn't know that because they're both also family organizations, and we both work as family organizations. We have very similar views on giving back to the community, on caring about the environment, on making sure that we're socially responsible. And we're family businesses built on making sure that we're taking fair care of the families as well as the communities in which we operate. It's such a symbiotic relationship and such a great connection. They were the perfect partner for us, and we know we have a great project and we're putting our best foot forward. That's going to be very, very competitive, but we couldn't be happier than working with Michael and the entire team at Soloviev and the commonalities that we have. And I think that the relationship that we've had and the work that we've done together over the last several months in putting this project together just proved to both of us that we are exceptionally similar and want the same goals and have the same values.
He did mention social responsibility as well as style, just throwing that out there. And Michael Hirschman spoke of the museum that you plan to build in relation to the history of democracy. And we were curious if there will be any tribal history included in the development as well.
There's so much work going on in New York. To be honest with you, there's a lot of prognosticators saying, when's New York going to happen? It's going to be a while. It's a slow process. And quite honestly, there's a lot of work that's going into the design, that's going into the details. And that all those discussions are going on right now. Quite honestly, the massive size of the project that we're building is going to require a lot of talk, a lot of details, and a lot of discussion among the partners, and we're having those. And we've been going through those on a daily basis with them, and we have teams that are meeting on a regular basis to make sure we're starting to get into those details. But the overall size of the project has got to be landed on first, and we've gotten into a good place there, and now we're going to dig into the details. I can't tell you right now whether there'll be tribal history within the Democracy Museum. I think it's a fantastic concept for them to have something, because the property is located within 2 doors of the UN building, which couldn't be any higher praise for maintaining democracy. So I think it's a tremendous asset to have for the property. But as we move on and we talk to the community and we talk to the leaders in the community and we talk to the residents, we're making tweaks along the way of what they want to see and being good, as I said, good community partners, and making sure we build a project that works within the community where we want to build.
Okay. As one partnership is beginning, we have also heard that another partnership has ended its time. We were wondering what you think will happen to the Alani and the Cowlitz tribe when Mohegan is no longer its partner going forward.
Yeah, so let me, first say that our partnership continues until next July. Our management agreement currently does not expire to then, and we're working with them on making sure that we provide a perfectly seamless transition plan so that they're fully prepared to take over operations when the management agreement expires. I will tell you that I'm tremendously proud of what Mohegan has accomplished in partnership with the Cowlitz Tribe and Alon A. They are a leading property in Washington State and are dominating the Portland market, and it's a tremendously beautiful property. We we ourselves as a tribal operations went through our own self-determination. We had a management agreement with a management company in the first 5 years of our operation, and actually also transitioned out of that as well. So we fully support self-determination for a tribe, and tribe have controlling their own destiny. The intent all along was to make sure that we built them for success in the future. So I wish them nothing but the greatest of success, and I think that we've set them up for continued success in the future.
Okay. One of our last questions for you is about another very big project. I'm sure you know what it's going to be about, but the Inspire Entertainment Resort in South Korea. We wanted to know how that's been progressing, and if you're expecting it to draw local visitors with its non-gaming amenities, or if you're mostly aiming towards tourists.
A great question. What an exciting project. I explain Inspire in a simple fashion. We're building what we have in Connecticut, which is about 3 million square feet of facility space, which we built in 4 phases. In 1 phase in Korea, we're building approximately 3 million square feet of space with 3 hotels, 1,200 rooms, a 15,000 seat arena, a fully enclosed, climate controlled water park, convention center, entertainment space, obviously the casino, retail, shopping, dining. It's just a very exciting project. I just came back from there a couple of weeks ago, and the progress they've been making has been tremendous, and they've made even greater progress over the last 2 weeks since I've left. We fully anticipate a soft launch opening in the fourth quarter of this year. Unfortunately, our casino license is subject to being open and receiving some approvals from the government post-opening. So we anticipate that'll follow shortly after we open the facility in the fourth quarter of this year. I think it's going to be a tremendous success. Obviously it's a foreigners only casino. I will tell you there are a lot of expats that live in Seoul and in and around Seoul, Incheon area, because it's a major metropolitan area. There are also many dual passport holders, but we're also focusing a lot on non-gaming amenities. So to your question, we are looking to attract not only locals, but foreigners as well. We will be the largest and I believe the most exciting integrated resort in South Korea. South Korea, pre-pandemic, had the 7th busiest airport in the world. It is actually the hub for a lot of stopovers for many of the other Southeastern Asian countries, where they stop over there before they go on to the destination. The average stay over is over 5 hours, and we're within a 2-minute drive from the airport. So I think between attracting foreign visitors, between attracting travelers that have a stay over in Incheon, and our non-gaming amenities, which is a tremendous, is a large part of our project in South Korea, that we intend to attract people from Seoul and Incheon and locals as well as foreigners. So that property will probably have a larger portion of their overall revenue coming from non-gaming amenities and locals than our other properties, as we've put a tremendous focus on non-gaming attraction and amenities that are desired in the local community.
And will it be different from your regular operations to run a casino floor that is strictly based on foreign players?
Well, the one difference that, we really have to pay attention to is passports, right? You have to make sure that they are foreigners only, and that, they're not residents of South Korea that are gambling there. So, that'll be the one major difference. But beyond that, we're running a gambling floor, that's going to have slot machines and table games, and very similar to our other properties. We're going to have amenities like the hotel and the convention center and the water park, similar to our other properties, the arena. So I don't think operations necessarily will be different. Obviously, the additional requirement to make sure that that we're checking passports, that we're only allowing those who permitted to come into the gambling part of the facility.
old school geolocation then.
There you go.
Our last question for you is whether or not you have any other future projects you want to tell us about.
So, Korea is a very large project, and
Of course.
we have a big part of our team that's focusing on Korea, right? It's not only large, but it's obviously, we're spending a tremendous amount of money to make sure that we have a successful project. So, that's taking up a lot of our team's time. New York is not in any way a small project. It's an enormous project. And we have a very large team that's working on that project as well. So those two projects, we're pursuing vigorously, with the full effort of our team behind them and backing them. I can tell you that as an organization, we constantly look at other opportunities that are out there, and there's one that I can't disclose now that we are exploring as a potential opportunity. But we have a development team, and it's led by a tremendous senior vice president that's always out there looking for opportunities that meet this organization's standards. And if something comes up that we feel meets the quality and standards that we want to pursue, we will continue to look at opportunities. There's nothing to announce today, but I will tell you our team is vigorously pursuing completing Korea and winning the New York license.
Well, thank you for joining us and for answering all of our questions, and we look forward to see how everything with Mohegan develops then.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's a pleasure speaking with you.
Thanks so much.